wanted to show you how I make my low-carb breadcrumbs. I use them anywhere that I need to use breadcrumbs. They turn out so good every single time. So I'm going to bring you in a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. And today we're going to make chicken nuggets, Chick-fil-A style chicken nuggets using my breadcrumb mixture. The first thing that I do is I take pork rinds and crush them up. So what I have here in this bowl is just regular plain original pork rinds, just the pork rind and salt, no other ingredients. And I pulse it in a food processor till it's this all even one texture and it looks like breadcrumbs. A cup of pork rinds. What we're going to do next is take nutritional yeast. This is my secret ingredient, and oh my gosh, y'all, makes a difference. There's 1/4 cup nutritional yeast, and then we're gonna use Parmesan, the green can Parmesan. 3/4 cup of Parmesan. That is your base. I just store it in jars just like this in the refrigerator until it's ready to be used. I bread anything you could think to bread with this, and it is dynamite. I use this often with pork chops, and what I do is I dip my pork chops in butter, just melted butter, then dip it in this, get it coated really well, put it on a parchment lined baking sheet and bake it in the oven. Comes out beautifully juicy every single time. Another way that I use it is to make chicken fingers. This is such a great recipe, y'all. It will be listed down below for you. Tonight, we are going to make chicken fingers, Chick-fil-A style chicken fingers. I will show you my method for that. Chicken fingers is something I like to make in bulk. I cook it and then I lay them out on a cookie sheet and let them freeze. And once they're frozen, I put them in food saver bags to portions, whatever portion you pick. And then when you want to reheat, all you do is throw them back in the oven at about 400 degrees. It takes less than 10 minutes. They're nice and crispy and just as good as they started out being. You can microwave them as well, but I don't love how microwave chicken tastes personally, but you can always microwave them. So I always make this in bulk. Just as easy to make a ton as it is to make a little amount. So let me show you how I use this breadcrumb mixture to make the best chicken tenders, or chicken fingers, or chicken nuggets, whatever size you want to do. Let's get started. Set up my assembly line. This is almond flour. This is an egg wash. Both of these have salt and pepper. And then this is our pork rind mixture. I have all my chicken pre-cut up into the size that I want it. It's been marinating for an hour and a half in pickle juice. Straight into the almond. This first step you could skip. You could do pork rind breading, egg, and then pork rind breading, but I sometimes will do a step of just plain almond flour into the egg and then into the pork rinds. Okay, so lightly pat, get the excess off. We're gonna go into the egg. I really need a fork. Into the egg mixture, kind of get the excess dripped off, and then right into our pork rinds. And you want to get that nice and coated. And then you want to have a parchment lined, I have it over here, see, baking sheet. And you're going to just take it straight from here onto the parchment lined baking sheet. And then assembly line style, we're just going to keep going until we do all the chicken. And I am doing a ton of chicken, y'all. So stand by and I'll show you how it looks when I'm done. So here is what the chicken fingers are looking like. We have 3 things made of them, and I'm going to go ahead and put these in. One thing that I do one thing that I do is I take some of this avocado oil spray. It doesn't have any fillers or bad ingredients, and I just spray the top of them just to help them brown a little bit. Well, it looks like I'm out, so I'm not going to do that, but generally I do that. So I just put these in a 425 degree oven, and we're just gonna watch. It depends on what size chicken you do, how long it's gonna take. So you just have to watch it. Here are our chicken nuggets out of the oven. They look so good. Don't they look pretty? This pan is the one that I sprayed with avocado oil. This one I did not. So see how it's a little crispier on the outside? So if you have some avocado oil or some olive oil in a mister that you can spray on, I think it just helps give it a little bit more color, a little bit more of a crunch. And then I ran out of my breadcrumb mixture, so these lighter ones are done with just almond flour and seasoned almond flour and cheese and no pork rinds. So see, they're a lot lighter. They're a real like white color, the almond flour color, versus the pork. So these are so great, y'all. I let them cool, then I put them in the freezer on these trays, freeze them, and then package them in serving sizes. But y'all, seriously, try the breadcrumb mixture, the low-carb breadcrumb mixture with the pork rinds and the nutritional yeast and the Parmesan cheese. I promise you, you will love it. I promise. It is so good. And my absolute favorite way to use it is just take melted butter, dip whatever meat in the melted butter, pork or chicken are generally what I use. Get it in that melted butter, put it into the pork rind mixture, coat it really well, and then bake it at 400 to 425 degrees in the oven, and every single time it comes out moist and juicy and delicious. That's my absolute favorite way to do it. I went a little extra with the chicken because I wanted to make them like a Chick-fil-A nugget, and this does coat it a little bit more when I do these extra steps, but you don't have to do the extra steps. It's just as good without the extra steps. All right, bye y'all.